Alright, so Cell is not a player I know anything about. Gonna be honest. But he must be pretty decent to have made it this far. And in the bottom left-hand corner, Lerlac Crest, we have the yellow Zerg player, Cell. And in the top right, we have the red Protoss, State. State, as many of you know, is playing from Korea to the American server. So, I don't foresee him doing too many micro-oriented builds because, well, let's be honest, 200 ping is probably about close to what he has, and I think we all know playing StarCraft and non-responsive ping is the worst. So, let's see what Stell ends up going for over here. Looks like it's going to be a hatch first. This is actually the same exact spawns we had earlier when we had Huck playing Steadfast. But the differences are already coming out as Huck went for a Nexus first. State is going for a gateway into 2 gases. I can only imagine that this is going to be a pretty interesting series in general, as State's pretty much one of the best players from America. Of course, he's not living in America right now, but when he was. So with the 2 gateways, I'd imagine there will be 2 adepts coming out. State's going to find Cell here in a second, and Cell's not going to find State until very last scout. With that being said, State's going to put 3 in each gas here in a little bit. Cybernetics core on the way. Another pylon. So he gets in and he sees that Cell is mining gas, and he sees the spawning pool. Pretty sure he already knows about the hatchery too. With that being said, I'm not really sure what Cell's going to go for quite yet. Once he hits 100 gas, we'll see if he pulls out or not, or if he keeps mining, which is what State's monitoring for. Alright, so he's hit 100 gas, and now he's pulling out of gas altogether. He just wants to get speed, and then he wants to get as many minerals as possible. 2 adepts are coming out for State, which is pretty good. I like this opening quite a bit. Huck showed what you can do with a little bit of control, and it's pretty just devastating, really. There's a Stargate coming out for State, though, instead of Robo. Looks like, is he going to take his Nexus, or is he going to put down some pylons first? Alright, well, these 2 adepts are going to go ahead and head across the map while State takes his base. And meanwhile, Cell is throwing down his 3rd. Natural Nexus is going down. This one happy Ling is going to come up here and see what State's doing. We've got the adepts coming by. Let's take a look. As far as workers go, State actually has a 4-worker lead. Okay, so he's going to come in and he's going to mess with these Lings a bit. He's going to keep kiting. He's going to teleport. And is he going to get any drones? Oh man, that full surround. And this is one of those things that I was talking about as far as ping really hurting. One of these drones should have easily probably went down, but it's a little bit hard to do with non-responsive commands. And I figured Cell was Taiwanese because of the FW. I figured that stood for like Flash Wolves or something, but obviously I don't know if he is a Flash Wolves player, so I wasn't going to say that. And here comes an Oracle from State, but it's seen immediately, so I don't really see it doing too much damage. It's going to lose all of these probes, maybe. That well-positioned probe. And he actually gets the pylon down. It's pretty well executed by him. Let's see. They've both lost 2 workers. Will he lose a 3rd? Yep, 3rd probe goes down. Worker supply in favor of Cell quite a bit now. He's up 9 workers. Let's see if this Oracle can get anything. Just a spore here, nothing he can do. Well, if State is in America, then I'm sorry. I do apologize. I feel a little silly, but again, this Oracle not really doing a whole lot. I just saw State saying something earlier about his ping not being the greatest, but he might have just meant playing from California, that playing too central wasn't the best. So 2 Oracles here, and I don't really think they're going to be able to do too much, as we do see a spore in each base. Cell's getting his lair now. And that's when we should really start to see what he wants to do. Roach Warren coming down. Might be a little bit of a tell what he wants to do. Not 100% sure. Got a bunch of Adepts and Oracles coming in. Let's take a look at the army supply here. Only 16 army supply, and none of them deal with Adepts all that great, to be honest with you. Let's see if he gets any drones. He could easily get this queen if he wanted. The 3 oracles turn on their laser beams and they just go to town on these queens. Unfortunately, one of the oracles was face planting a spore crawler, so it's almost dead. But as you can see, there's a drone massacre going on right now. Currently killed 6 workers. Now he's in the natural. And there's no queen here because he already lost it trying to defend the other base. A bunch of lings are about to pop. Not very good stuff. Okay, well, rip Oracle. He's got his Adepts in the main now. He's going to send the Shades back down to the natural, but I'm not sure how many of these are going to make it out. I think only 1 or 2 might make it out. Rip. Okay, so 2 Adepts fly into the 3rd base here. Get a couple more drones. Let's take a look. 17 killed in total. That's actually a big deal. The Zerg doesn't want to lose that much. And let's look at what State's doing behind us. He's getting Immortals in charge. This is exactly what we saw Hook doing earlier. I mean, I'm not sure what Cell's going to do, but if it's going to be Roach Ravager, we saw Immortals just tear that up. So we've got some Lings and Roaches heading... Oh, okay. He brought the Immortal back. I thought I was about to walk across the map and die. Alright. He's going to take down these rocks. A couple Lings are going to scurry up here. Not going to get to do a whole lot. Going to annoy these workers. They might get 1 if they're lucky. No, don't think they will. Alright, the Roaches are going to attack these rocks, but obviously this Oracle's going to sit over top of them and watch them. So they're not going to be able to do anything too sneaky. And we actually see a Lurker Den coming down really quick for Cell here. And if State's not careful, he's not really going to have a whole lot to deal with this. But then again, there aren't any Hydras or anything on the field, so he's still got quite a bit of time before he has to worry about the Lurkers. It would be really nice for him to scout it though with this Oracle, which he might, I don't know. Getting it right there might be a little bit, okay, that's actually exactly where he's going to go, I think. Maybe, and he should see it. Alright, yeah, he's seen it morphing now. So now that State knows that Lurkers are going to be a potential threat, he should start preparing for them. The rocks were cleared up by the Roaches eventually. He's still getting more Immortals. He's getting an Observer now, just in case those Lurkers do come out. He's got a Forge down. He's going to start his upgrades. I wouldn't be too surprised to see some Phoenixes come out. I've seen a lot of Protosses start making Phoenix whenever they do that. So right now we're just sitting on a charge Immortal comp. Templar Archive coming down for some Archons and Storms. Let's see if the Oracle's going to tag. Don't die. Okay, yeah, it tags the armor before running out. So now he can see the whole army for quite some time. This is pretty good for him. He doesn't have to worry about any run-bys or anything. There's a couple random units spotting for whenever he leaves his base. And now he gets to sit and look at this Overlord for a while. Because he has no anti-air in this army. But I mean, at the same... Oh man, he's attacking as the Lurkers are morphing in. He's probably actually just going to kill this army off. These Lurkers are not going to finish. There's no way. Oh man, Cell is in trouble here. Alright, he's going to back off and regroup a little bit, which is a good call. He should probably just snipe off this base. Snipe the base? Yeah. He's just going to snipe off the base. And... Alright, he actually gets a cancel instead. That's fine too, though. So, let's just make sure no Lurkers snuck out, which they didn't. Alright. So, he's got an infestation pit, so maybe we'll see a hive or something at some point in time. But then again, he hasn't really been too far on upgrades, so I don't see any real reason for that. +1 attack is about to finish for State. 4 gateways are finishing up as well. Warp Prism is showing up to reinforce the army. And we're seeing a bunch of Templar, so this is going to be for Archons, I would imagine. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so the Overseer is going to fly around and see everything inside of State's base, but I mean, it's not anything that he didn't already know. But I guess just confirming it is also pretty good. State's gonna walk up this ramp. There aren't any lurkers. I don't think he knows this though. 2 spine crawlers are about to finish up. I think the best play State can make right here is actually to swing around to the 3rd base. Okay, now the lurkers are sunk in, and yeah, Protoss is not going to be attacking into that ever. So the lurker's going to come by. If he goes and finds this base up here, he'll be okay. Okay, he is going to find it because he went... Another cancel. Keeping the Zerg on 3 bases is actually a big deal. And he's going to start taking his 4th right now, and the Zerg can never leave their base, because if they leave their base, they're just going to die. So let's see, he's sending the Warp Prism around. I actually kind of wish he would have picked up 4 Zealots or so, just to have some units in reserve to drop them on top of the workers. There's a couple Queens and a couple Hydras, but Hydras are going to absolutely melt to these charge lots. Yeah, he loses the Warp Prism, but now he has to pull the army out. And he's also attacking the front at the same time. Oh, he's going to back off now. He just picks off the spine crawlers, rather. And he's losing quite a bit in his main. These Zealots kind of just derped out over here. And looks like State is just going to pull back. Not too bad. He's killed 20 workers overall. It's not bad at all. He's up about 11 workers. We're going to see another Archon, I think. Blink and Dark Shrine is on the way. Let's take a look. Okay, so there's still a Spore in every base. Oh, wait. No, there's no Spore in the natural. Ugh. So he's going to use these DTs to hold the map down. I'm going to take a look real quick. And I see 2 Overseers. Okay, there is an Overseer with the army, and there's an Overseer in the base of State. So these DTs are going to be pretty good for map control and keeping him away from new bases. And State's in a good position right now. He's got to be careful about these lurkers, obviously, but it's always a threat. So State is going to fan his army out here, and we'll see if he attacks or not. Seeing this one Infestor is kind of a concern. He puts down a double time warp. This leads me to believe that he's going. Yeah, he's attacking in. He's just going full force. These lurkers have no choice but to stay and fight because they're not getting out with those time warps. And with the new Immortal with the new Immortal Shield rather, they actually deal quite well against lurkers at first. But as you can see, attacking into that concave, not the best. And this is going to cost State a little bit. I mean, he's okay because there's nothing but roaches left over, but he did lose a majority of his gateway units. Okay, he's warping in, he's reinforcing, he's doing pretty good. Baneling speed on the way, about to be done. That's going to help quite a bit for these charge lots. He should really move that Archon to the back. It's got like no health. That Archon is living life on the edge, let me tell you. Alright, so he's moving in. Will he be? He got another lurker, I noticed. He focused it down with the Zealots. That was actually really good on his part. So a lot of the Zerg's scary units are gone now. The lurkers are all dead. Nothing on the production tab from either player. Warping in some more units. And I think State is broken. I think State is going to take the game here. Because once he gets on top of these hatcheries, yep, GG. State takes game number 1.